Here, um, multi-generations in the room today, which is fantastic. I think we're also all coming from different backgrounds. How many of you in the room or online are educators, classroom teachers, administrators, somehow involved in education? And if not, outstanding. We're so happy to have you here. So we started these play shops kind of geared towards educators, but then people started bringing family and community members started coming, and we just got more and more excited. And now we're just kind of open to everybody. So we are happy to have everybody here today. We are going to be doing some playing with light and shadow and different kinds of light and light ideas this morning. And that's why we called it Dancing in the Dark, little homage to the boss there, Bruce Springsteen. But as we get started, maybe the first thing we could do is make sure my slideshow is working here. If you are, whoa, what happened? I don't want Wikipedia. We want that. There we go. If you're online, we sent materials out to you. But these are some things that you might want to also have at hand, some scissors, some tape, some markers, something to write with of some kind. If you don't have those nearby, maybe take a moment and grab those. If you're in the room, you've got all those things that are in the table boxes, the kind of bluish green. I'm colorblind, so I don't know what color they are. Boxes in the middle of your tables. Lots of different supplies there. Those are for you to use. Feel free to grab what you need whenever you need it. Everybody should have a bag also. If you're a virtual participant, I think you got a post office mailing box, but everybody should have the same materials. And we will grab into those bags as we move throughout the day, throughout the morning. And then let's start with this question. Think for a moment, what is a place that you visit where light is a key element of the experience? And if you're here in the room, maybe you can just shout it out. If you're online, maybe throw it in the chat. Elon, I saw you joined. If you want to kind of keep an eye on the chat for right now, it'd be great. One thing I think of is the beach. When we go here in California, Fresno, we drive a couple hours and we're at this oh, we lost sound.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm not sure what to do with that. Let us know if it comes back. Anybody else in the room, maybe? Something that, oh, now it's back. Yay. Where do we go where light is a key element of the experience? Like a play? Stage play? Fantastic. What's something else that comes to mind? You want to say something? What do you want to say? A rainbow, yeah. Fantastic, yeah, good idea. Anybody else? Movie theater? Fantastic. Stargazing, yeah. A little bit difficult here in town, but sometimes you can drive out a little bit and see some things. All right. We're going to invite you also to, oh, sundials, nice. What a neat idea. We're going to invite you also to join a Padlet. If you're not familiar with what Padlet is, it's just kind of a virtual bulletin board. If you have a or a comment or anything, there's lots of different ways you can add to that Padlet. we just kind of like, it's kind of just a virtual way of sharing our experiences together, things we've made, things we're thinking about. So I'll give you just a second. If you're maybe on a laptop, maybe virtually, there's a little bit.ly link there that you can log on to that, and that'll get you to the Padlet also. And we'll kind of peek at that back and forth a couple of times this morning. For those of you in the room, just kind of a couple of housekeeping things. If at any point you need restrooms, just back out the door, turn left, and down in the corner are both men and women's restrooms. Use them at any time. You don't need a hall pass. And bagels, coffee, water, snacks over there. Use them, eat them at free will. Again, you don't need to ask permission. Just go get them when you're hungry. All righty. At any time, if there's any questions or you want to just interject something into our conversation, please feel free. We definitely hold very closely to the idea this is not a workshop. We're not here to work. Okay, this is a play shop. We're here to play, and we're here to play together and learn together and experience these things together. So just because we have the computers and the microphones does not mean we're just here to learn and play along with everybody else as well. So why don't we get started? And the first thing we're going to build are some light boxes, and Elyn's going to kind of lead us through how to build those, and then we'll play with those for a little while. Elyn, get us going here.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Be ready to play?
Yes.
Yay. I don't know, are we?
Yeah, let's switch the camera.
Okay, so in order for us to play with some shadows, we need to make a light box to focus the light. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And so in your bag, you're going to take out, you have this flat piece of cardboard that we're going to turn into our light box. Okay, make sure our virtual participants can see. So we're going to need this flat piece of cardboard, and those that are in person with some of our little participants, if you want to help, if you want to make it together, that you do that. You also are going to need this piece of vellum. It's almost transparent. You can almost see through it, can't you? If you hold it up to the light, can you still see the light through? A little bit. And then from our supply box, or if you're playing with us from home, you're going to need some tape, some painter's tape. You might get out some of our transparent tape. So we have what we need. Maybe a pair of scissors too, just in case. So you can see our cardboard is flat. We're going to pop it up. But, oh yeah.
A little bigger.
So now we have, what shape is this? You know what shape this is? It's a square. Yeah. Square. Task force. Or it's a shape that has, how many sides does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks. Are all the sides the same length? Oh. So maybe it's a rectangle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push our flaps in. Maybe we can all work together to push the flaps in. And then we're gonna flip it around and we're gonna push the flaps in on the other side. So now we still have a rectangle. Does it feel pretty sturdy? Not wiggling? And then we're going to take our piece of transparent vellum. How many of you have ever wrapped a present? So we're going to place it on the table and place the box on top. And then we're going to use the tape to tape the sides of the vellum to the sides of the box. So you can start, it doesn't matter which sides you start with. And the more hands you have helping you, the better. So I'm going to tape one side, then I'm going to turn it around and tape the other side.
Yeah,
And then once you have two sides taped, if you want to fold in, like here, actually, if I hold it up like this, if you fold in, just like you wrap a present, fold in and press. And it doesn't need to be perfect, just as long as we're covering one part of our, or the top of our box with the vellum. Then I'm going to flip it over and do the other side. Do it in so it folds. Well, oh, maybe I'll do it this way so it folds. How are our virtual participants doing? Do we have any questions? Just gonna put a few more pieces of tape.
They're working hard.
Working hard. Again, it's
Jennifer said they're doing good.
good, good.
Gee, it's hard to speak for everybody around the country.
Put a few more pieces of tape around just to make sure everything's secure. And so when you're finished, your light box should look like this, with one part covered with the vellum and then the other side open. And so now we have an area to make shadows in. And if anybody needs help or needs an extra hand, feel free to raise your hand, and we have lots of folks that can come around and help. How are we doing? I know it's fun when you get the tape out. It's so much fun to play with that tape. Okay, when you have your light box finished, you can look in your bag and you should find a flashlight. Ooh. So the flashlight has the lens on one side, and then the other side has the switch. Should be able to press the switch on. And while people are finishing up, let's just explore. What kind of shadows can you make with just your hand?
Put it on the
You could put your hand in front. Actually, you could put your hand in your box and then shine the light. Sorry, virtual folks, this is sort of hard to, if you pull the light away, what happens? Oh, there we go. And as we're playing, it's sort of hard to see what is on the other side, right? Or you can see what your partner's making. Like I see some fun animals made with our hands. make. Just even without any hands, just exploring the shadow or the light in the, going closer and pulling the light further away to see what happens. So we also, in your bag, to help you see a little more, let me just make sure. Oh, you know where? No, I'm just trying to remember where we put it. Okay, here we go. So in your bag, you should have some pieces, or actually, I think they're in your pouch where all the prints are. You have a piece of this reflective or mirrored cardstock. And then in your bag, you also have some big binder clips. So again, this is where our little folks might need some help, but you can make a so I put the binder clip on the reflective cardboard. And then actually, if we pull, I put the, oops, that's not gonna. Up. So if we leave it up and make like a mirrored surface that we can put behind our light box. So that you can see the shadows that you're making when you're exploring. So you should be able to see in the mirrored cardstock the shadows that you're making. And that can help us explore. So we have our light box, and then we have our mirrored cardstock behind that. Yeah.
Can you see?
See what's happening on the front.
It's a tool. It's a tool for us to use. So you can see, and so we have our light source, and we have our light box. But you know what? It sure would be helpful if I had a stand for my flashlight. Don't you think it would be helpful if we had a stand for our flashlight? So let's see if we can make a stand. I wonder what's in here that we could use to help us make a stand. So in your bag, you should have some cups, some small cups. And I think we could use those to make a stand. And actually, there's a lot of different ways you could use these cups. What, do you have any ideas? Are you thinking of ways that you could use the cup? So I'm thinking of one way is just to flip the cup over, and you can use tape to tape your flashlight on. You can use, and the masking tape works well for that. Or actually, it just sort of, it just sits. You don't really need any tape. And then we can use two hands. We can also make, if I wanted to make my light so it so it slants in a different direction. You can make some notches in your cup.
We can make nachos? And then you can fit the flashlight in the notches. And that's another way to make a stand.
Use a bangle.
Did anybody come up with some other ways to make a stand? And you have several cups, so you can use.
Oh, sure.
So we've made some shadows with our hands.
Use a small.
What other things could we use to make shadows with? I'm playing with my stand. I think I'm just gonna use one. All right. What other things could we play with that we could make shadows with? Yeah, mirrors? Yeah. What else do we have in our? Oh my goodness. In your bag, do you see? Do you find some fuzzy wire? We have some fuzzy wire that we can use to make. I wonder what we could do with the fuzzy wire to make some shadows. Let's see, I'm gonna try, I made a heart. And also in your bag, we could play with we have some, or you should have some clothespins. And you can use clothespins as stands. As a stand. So let me see if I can make a shadow of a heart. I'm gonna put it in my box. Actually,
We are, yeah, they are this week putting in the sheetrock. So it's beginning to look like there's a space now. So we actually have the wood shop and museum shop.
oh, there we go. I think I played with
That's our part.
the width of my, but there. So I can make a heart with the fuzzy wire.
Oh, wow. It's really cool. These are cutters. Yeah. And as the sun angle changes, the value changes. Some of us will get that joke. You were about to get that joke over time.
Maybe I want to make a circle, just put a circle. Oh, I see lots of different, oh, I see butterflies. Fun.
And then block.
So there I made the shadow of a circle.
A little paper. Go down. It's triangle. Really? Oh,
We had a neat comment from Bill online. He said he used the flashlight and then with a cup, kind of slowly moved the cup in front of the flashlight. And it kind of looked like the phases of the moon.
Ooh.
Bill, you just got a big ooh from the room. So congratulations.
oh wow, I like it.
Steve's living.
Yeah.
It's just unrealistic at this point.
It's hard because. You know, because probably she's kind of counting down for some extent.
She has, it is come up more.
Yeah, and then, but then also, then you start.
Feel free if you want to cut, if you want to cut your fuzzy wire, you can cut it into different lengths.
Well, and we're, she's still. Yeah, ways to do it. He's senior this.
So again, I'm just using these little clips as stands, these clothespins. But you can use whatever you would like.
Yeah, well, because everybody else is, you know. They're like, well, you gotta pull it all together.
So I have a heart and a circle and a person, but I like the shadows are making, makes sort of just a very abstract sort of creation. Do you see? Oh, I see a pretty flower. So you can also feel free if you want to use the paper.
Yeah.
So in your,
He's quiet, but.
we can also explore with our objects, we can put things in front of the light to make pictures, but we can also use build different filters with the lights to filter the light so it can make patterns. So for us to play with filters, you're going to need to make some little hangers to hang your filters on. So if you take two of your clothespins, and you can just use the masking tape that works better for this. Actually, you just need one. I think let's start with one. And if we need another one, we can use another one. But if you see, I'm putting the clippy part on top of the box. And I'm just using tape to tape it down. I hear lots of exploring. I love it. So we can have a place to put our filters. And in your bag, you should have a bag that has a label that says Lightbox filters.
I'm just kind of.
And so we have some different filters in there that you can explore. We have some colored cellophane, different colored cellophane. Oh, so what happens if I put?
Again, not big else.
I can put a blue. Oh, now I need to move it. So it's our folks. I'm just going to explore with my heart right now. Take my other things out. I'm just going to play with my heart.
So.
So I can play with, now I have blue. Ooh, I have purple. What if I put purple over?
Well, yeah. I think
Yes, you
Ooh, now I have a purple heart.
So yeah, I'm like.
That's actually a typo.
Purple heart?
No, I think it's like, you just seem very like excited about it. You're like,
Something new every day.
School of Fish. Oh.
We also have
it's so cute. I was.
filters that have some texture. Like this is, I think, this is actually netting from bags that some of your produce might come in, or fruit, like oranges. We have some, just some bubble wrap. Ooh, this is colored bubble wrap. Green. We have some, it looks like net, but this is, I think, like shelf liner. So it has some pattern on it, like a grid-like pattern. And we also have some burlap. So I'm gonna explore with some of those, see what happens.
She's really intense.
Ooh, that's interesting.
But she was blowing past a lot of time for patients. Patients.
Burlap. Ooh, the shelf liner is really cool.
I'm gonna jump in real quick and put this link back up to our Padlet. And just encourage you to maybe snap some pictures, put some ideas in the Padlet if you haven't already, or feel free to. And again, you can do that from your phone if you just want to shoot that QR code. Or if you want to enter that Bentley link, if you're on a laptop, that can take you to the Padlet. Maybe upload a picture or a little description of what you're doing. There is a column there that says Dancing in the Dark. Really, you can throw it anywhere on the Padlet. We'll get it in the right column eventually. It doesn't particularly matter. And I'll put that up in just a second again. But then really kind of want to just encourage you with these light boxes. See, can you tell a story? Do you have a favorite story, a childhood picture book? Favorite story from your own life, maybe something autobiographical? Just maybe a favorite story that you have. Can you somehow build the story inside the light box?
Puppet show. Yeah, so now that you have, we've explored all the materials and filters, can you make something that tells a story? Or just something that is pretty to you?
And we'll just keep playing with these materials. Use anything in the box, anything in the bag.
You can also use this cup to make some, this also makes some nice refractive.
Debbie, don't you say what it is?
We appreciate it. It is nice. Thank you.
That makes some fun effects.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll give you some time to play and explore.
And those of you virtually kind of have actually a little advantage. Grab anything from around where you are, around the house, kitchen.
Yeah.
If you're in
Yes.
the room, but what shadow does a bagel make? I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun to take items from your house, especially your kitchen. It's a fun place to find things that will make and see what kind of shadows they make.
It was always.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep on exploring and see if I can make some kind of scene.
Yeah.
I'm a glasses wearer. I see some people in around the room that are also glasses wearers. Sometimes you can use the lenses of your glasses to bend the light a little bit. Play around with that. Of course, if you take your glasses off, maybe you can't see what's happening, but who knows?
Your mom's doing okay? Yeah, she's doing all right. Yeah, I worried about it after that passed, but they were in anybody place. And keep busy.
You also, in your pouch, so in the packet that has the printed materials, you should have some origami paper. You can use.
Yeah, it's the different.
Oh, we're gonna use that later, so you might want to save it. You have some origami paper and you can use, like this one, I did a hole punch. So in our supply boxes, you have hole punches. So if you want to make like something that has holes or something that has some other pattern shapes, and you can use that.
Here. Do my work for
This one has,
teaching.
oh, I'm putting my, so again, you can fold up the paper any way you like. Yeah. You can cut if you want.
You would need some.
So if you want to fold it, fold your origami paper a couple times in half
Well.
or diagonally and then in half again. And then use scissors to cut around on the folded edges. This one, maybe I think I'm going to use my scissors and hole punches, the hole punch. So I'm going to cut some triangles. I wonder if when I unfold it, if it still will be a triangle. So I'm just going to make some triangles around the edges. And then leave that. I'm going to grab my hole punch. And then I'm going to just punch some holes all around. Oh, and then unfold it. And what I cut it as triangles are actually more of a diamond shape. Put that in.
I mean, judging last year, a different team.
So you can use your origami paper, and again, there's some paper in here. So Scott, are you capturing some good?
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna work to make a scene. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do. Let's see, I'm gonna explore. I'm gonna use some paper.
All right, we've got a couple ideas showing up on the Padlet. That's fantastic. Thanks for sharing those. For those of you who might be new to the play shops, on that Padlet also, you can kind of scroll back at some of our past play shops and see some of the other things that we've done throughout the year. After today, we do have 2 more coming up, and we'll talk about those at the end of today.
Wait.
Now you're teaching me to sign. Okay.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we teach how to build.
That's good.
That's really key.
It's nice.
Tesla or Escher.
And then Johnson. Yeah.
See lots of neat stories showing up in these boxes. We got some really cool fish things happening, some octopus and hearts and snowflakes,
Oh. Fun.
a lot of flowers.
So it's.
Might even we might even throw out, for those of you in the room, if you want to get up and look around and see what other people are doing, kind of get some
Yeah.
ideas.
Take a little field trip around the room and walk
Yeah,
around.
do a little walk around, see what's going on in the room around you.
Don't be afraid to, if you want to just use tape to tape some things down inside your box. Um,
Just kind of play with materials. And. So that was.
so far we've explored, we have
I think you're just certain scales.
light, our light box. Let's see.
Yeah.
The light,
Yeah.
it'll be like, or sitting up. Started helping set it up for a lot. Did that help, Jack? ¿Quieres un poco de eso, Juliana? And one of these? Okay. Or.
How are we doing?
Makes the shadow. You may need to run small, right? Let's use that. You will my light. Thank you. Of course.
Oh, you didn't kind of smack your straw in there?
What?
See a lot of creativity. For a lot of interesting stories.
Can I take a picture?
Tell me exactly what's. Yes. They are very sweet. So she's 6 and then 63.
So I have
Yeah.
I just put the cup on a stand
Yeah.
to play with some of the refractive qualities. To add some wave-like motion, I'm working on a underwater scene.
Very cute. And then what looks like light or light goes over 3. Should we try? Yeah, there's some one. That big one. You wanna try? Here, it's the light. And you know, los árboles, they're one more than the other. I would have not. Yeah, I have an idea. You don't make a Valentine's one. That would be exactly what corazones. You want to see this like ocean, like jelly? You ready? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe will come up. Something will be happy. Thank you. It's a really good idea.
I think like that. I
don't text you. There we go. So now we have our mirror, so you can see from that side what you're doing. Is there another one in the back? You can see the picture. Here's another one right here. Oh, okay. Okay. There we go. So now we have a flashlight and then you have your mirror. You can't look from there. What do you want to start? You want yeah, you guys have I didn't see you guys. You wanna
See? Come
Oh, it was like, remember? So.
So I keep on, it's fun. I keep on going in and adjusting where I have my things to see what kind of shadows they make.
Yeah. So you can put that. That's your making. Mess around. You know what?
How are we doing? I see lots of hearts. Wow, a lot of filters. People using filters. We're gonna see. Fishy. Yeah. Yeah. What did you make? What did you make? You see yourself?
Want to say hi to everybody who's on?
Say wave, say hi,
Hello.
say hi. Say hi. Can you show me what you made?
What are you looking at?
Somebody's asking for the link again to the Padlet. Certainly, here it comes.
Yeah, what did you make? Can you show me what you made? Oh, I see. Oh, it looks like a beautiful garden.
There you go.
Pretty black.
There's a link to the Padlet again.
And a fishy. I love it.
We're gonna go for a couple more minutes. Believe it or not, we have other activities this
Awesome.
morning.
I love it.
I know we can play with these kind of all day.
Ooh.
So we'll introduce a few and a few others in a couple of minutes, but then we can certainly play as much as we want to.
Yeah.
No.
So Scott, do you have some virtual folks sharing on the Padlet? Oh, I didn't turn myself on. Exploring.
Padlet there. I know I put some pictures that I've been taking.
Yeah, a lot of playing going on. I love it.
I'm in my
But
this.
kind of
Cut out your, cut out your octopus. And they want
Oh, I like that.
That's yours. Why are you making that?
Well, it's kind of.
I'm done, Daddy. What in the world? See?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, yeah, Daddy.
So I like how people in the room are walking around and looking what other people are doing. That's great. Got lots of fantastic ideas in the room.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't. Yeah, or I was trying to think forward there, but I'm gonna have to be a wolf. I don't even see
Yeah, in the mirror, yeah.
All right, this feels kind of like a good time to maybe take a little breather break. Still a lot of people playing, but kind of a little stand up, stretch around thing. So let me call your attention just to a couple of things. First of all, on the back table are some papers for those of you in the room. If you didn't get a chance, as you came in, can you just find your name and put a check mark? We just kind of like need to like to keep track of who registered and who came. And then also, if you look right over here, we have this little kind of feedback form. So as you came in today, certainly you noticed all of the construction happening. That's our fault. We are so super excited about what's happening right now. Right up above us is a huge classroom space that we've gutted and are in the process of turning that into a big maker studio. So in the future, we won't be in this room. We'll be actually upstairs in a room that's about 3 times bigger than this. And we're going to outfit that with all kinds of fun stuff like laser cutters and 3D printers and sewing machines, but also just easy to access materials as well. And that will be kind of coming online. We're really hoping by like May and June. Some materials you're curious about that you would like to experiment with, because those are the kind of things we want community feedback from. We don't want that just to be a fancy room full of toys that we play with. We want everybody's feedback of how we can all learn in the community together. So sometime before the end of this morning, if you want, come over, grab a Post-it note, answer one of these questions, stick it on there. Answer another question maybe we didn't even ask, stick it on there. We just want your feedback and input on how we can best utilize our Maker Studio. So thanks for doing that. Again, restrooms are down the hall. There's still more snacks. And how about in about, let's say 10 minutes, we'll jump into another kind of activity. All right? And again, feel free to walk around, look at what people are doing in the room. We've got some just fantastic ideas going on. You guys are so creative. Yeah, Eli?
Can we switch the camera back?
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Mama,
Is this it?
no, that's too big.
No, for seniors.
No, you know, it's kind of the way it
Advocate for the seniors.
Forget about baptism.
No, that's.
Not at all.
Okay, so now I have to develop business plans. I've actually explained what's wrong. Just start replicators. What do you mean about? Come on, you just poured water all over it. Oh, really?
Yes. Oh, I like how you acknowledge that. A really good.
Daniel comment. Mommy, guys, do magic wrong. Nobody ever asked me to do magic.
That's just. It seems like. Super.
Just that. Yeah, because I magic.
You see it.
Mommy, has anyone have Mama?
So there's. So, yeah. So you.
It's just,
But you
just
have to
wondering.
have it.
We're staying.
That might still- It's a grading coding.
Oh, I see. Now I got it. Okay, good. I'll make sure.
So you know last time.
Maya.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah. It's like it turn signals. I'm actually, I'll tell that.
It had a fire. Oh, didn't hear that.
This is down at.
It comes out.
You really did.
Wonder how that
Exactly.
was
You
like
have
in front of the
Flat on the plate, just like.
Okay, about 5 more minutes. We'll jump into kind of couple new activities.
Jack. Dr. Balls printed this out, previous, it all articulating.
So he didn't have to push. Try this. I can taste
Oh, you
it.
should take
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Because it's balanced because of the. Dr. Balls printed this out. Articulated.
Mommy, I go, Mommy. I go higher.
Oh, that is. You should go see the.
Mama, let me see the picture. I absolutely want.
Put your finger by me.
Okay, a couple more minutes. We'll come back together. If you're online with us, thank you.
It is cheap.
Maybe you're grabbing your own snacks in your own places. About 10:30, we'll come back together.
Actually, my brother's going out there. And you're specifically going to talk to his wife.
Yeah, I like let's go.
So, yeah, so he said he's going, my other brother's going with them. Yeah, they were, you know, but.
Okay, there you go, it's fine. Mommy will draw it for you. I'll get it. This is my mom's picture.
We had a Japanese student. when I was-
What, for
I was in the-
You want me to draw it?
Money to go.
Just.
Yes, please.
Look at those. Practically giving these ones.
Are you seriously thinking about going?
I don't longer with that.
Somebody. Yeah. It's actually over a long time period, from this spring, I think, till next fall.
I cannot do it. It's too
It's over
small.
the summer.
A ver qué es.
Just
Cause you said like curtains. But I was like, wait, you need curtains?
Probably because it's going in the show. I know.
I'll bring it to you. I wanna try.
All right, how about if we come back together here and talk about another aspect of light. So far this morning, we've talked about shadow and just casting shadows on our vellum, in our light boxes. And of course, there's really nothing magic about these shadow boxes. You could actually just cast the shadow on a wall. We were going to play around a little bit with going outside and tracing some shadows and then going outside later and watching how the shadows move, but then we tore up the patio, so we couldn't do that. And we also, in February 1st, we weren't even guaranteed it was going to be a sunny day today. So another aspect of light is reflection. So we've done a little bit of shadow casting and some bending of light, especially with our cups and our filters. But now we're going to play around a little bit with reflecting light. And one fun way to do that is with some mirrors. And so in your kits, there's these two small mirrors. And there's some blank paper. And then we threw in, just for fun, some famous faces. And we'll play around with those in just a minute. But one thing that's fun to do with these mirrors is if you take those and turn them over onto the back, and I'm going to take just a small piece of tape. And the tape's not necessary, but it kind of helps a little bit. I'm going to set these, maybe just a couple of millimeters apart. I'm just going to leave a tiny little gap in between these and then put a piece of tape here on the back, kind of where those are. And then that'll allow these to hinge back and forth. And then what we can do with that, I'm going to see if I can get this camera angled a little bit better.
Yes.
There we go. Hey, sweetie. Now, if I do something, I don't know, just like making even just kind of some weird kind of squiggle on my paper. And then if I put these mirrors, and now we can kind of play around with, how do the mirrors reflect what I've drawn? What kind of designs can I make with the mirrors? How do the angles change the design? I can slide the mirrors back and forth across the design.
You have to get it on.
I might do something like just write my name. Then maybe I can do some funny things with my name. I don't know. I slide the mirrors across. It kind of keeps changing different patterns, kind of opening and closing the mirrors in different ways. And then what's fun to do If you take these faces, I don't know, let's mess around with, oh, let's see. You're a football fan, you've been seeing a whole lot of this person lately.
Sculpture.
So what if we put the mirrors on that face and see what kind of fun things can come out of there? Might even lower this a little more. See what we can do to old Abe here. Even just kind of sliding the mirrors across the paper makes this really cool effect.
What is this? I look right here.
Opening up wider, closing down closer.
Yes. Over here.
I remember being a kid and my dad would take me to the barber shop, and on one wall of the barber shop was all mirrors, and then behind me was all mirrors, and then it looked like it was just infinitely bouncing back and forth. I don't know why, I just remember that about the barber shop. It happens other places too, but
Daddy. Pup, right?
kind of, it's a core memory. I don't know if I was traumatized by getting my hair cut or not, but
That is beautiful.
Yeah. Emma, look, Emma, look. Emma, look.
you can even, here's a picture of my doggy. I can mess around with the picture of any pictures on your phone you can mess around with. Kind of fun. You can just put the mirrors right on your phone. You got pictures of your kids. It's fun to mess with your kids' faces. You kind of sometimes do a little funhouse mirror activity. Then another thing you can do with these mirrors is they're actually flexible. Speaking of funhouse mirrors. So if you wanted to bend the mirrors, and then you can kind of change how the reflection comes out. If you bend them too far, they might snap. So be careful with that, but. Oh, here we go. Here's old Leo with a big head. Or if we went this way, we can kind of bend the image this way or the other way. Very much like a funhouse mirror. Got a lot of kids in the room. Maybe if you have them hold the mirror up to themselves and warp the mirror.
This one yours on there, or is this the
I think isn't there still a iPhone app that'll do this?
Look at this.
That event.
I'm gonna make it look kind of goofy.
Oh, one here, one here. Thank you so much. Brenda. Nice to meet you.
So you can play around with that a little bit.
So.
You can draw different pictures.
Look at this monkey. It does. Oh.
Hey, we're mixing up, mommy. You have an idea. That was Japan doll.
Well, yeah.
This is kind of fun. I'm noticing if I lift this up just a little bit, I get this really cool lighting effect. That's just lifting it up off the paper a tiny amount.
So we can use some mirrors.
One math activity we've done with these in the past is actually measuring the angles of the mirrors. So like at what angle do you get 3 images? At what angle do you get 4 images? What angle do you get 5 images? So you can actually use a protractor. If you want to bring some mathematics into this, talk about 360 degrees in a circle and then measure like what angle would it be for the mirrors to make a hexagon or an octagon. And I wonder if there's got to be some relationship between the octagon reflection and the square reflection. So just finding those relationships and patterns. So I've already heard one person say it. But what does this kind of remind you of? Kind of like a kaleidoscope, right? Well, guess what we're going to make next? We're going to make a kaleidoscope. So we can kind of play around with these ideas, and maybe in about a couple of minutes, Elin's going to lead us through making a kaleidoscope.
You want to try? A ver, vamos a poner.
I'm going to do something. This is just like your head.
You like that? Yeah, look. So there's the whole face. So if we drag this across here,
No.
there we go. Isn't that cool? You want to draw something? Okay, you draw something. Here you go. What do you want to draw?
You're gonna draw something.
You draw.
Israel. Sorry.
The heart?
Nice to meet you.
What do you want to put?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, now let's do the 4. That's cool. Oh, thank you. So our little friend made us a picture. Our young friend made us a picture here. Now we can play around with that. Now look. Here you go. Uh-huh. You want to try? Here, you try. Here, go play with the mirrors.
Should be fun. We're excited.
Yeah, there's people all over the country watching you right now. There you go.
They're kind of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to draw a person? Okay.
Yeah, they both.
It's the problem. It's like after.
Yeah.
Looks like you have an expert helper there, Scott.
Yeah. What's your name?
We're all sharing.
You're gonna run our whole next play shop.
In about 6 months.
And I'm gonna turn your shop.
Got some rosy, are those eyes or rosy cheeks? Cheeks and a nose. Yeah. Now you want to put the mirror? Oh, you gotta have glass. Oh, are you drawing me? Oh, okay. That's awesome. Ears, yeah, big ears, that fits. That's on brand. Yeah. Glasses. Yeah. There you go. Might need the gray marker for the hair. I'll take blue hair, that's good. There we go, nice. There's a long neck. All right, now we can do the. Ooh, look at the mirror.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. All right, Elin, how about if you come lead us through making a kaleidoscope?
Yes.
This is so cool.
All right, here's one more piece now. We'll make a kaleidoscope together.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab some materials from your bag.
Something for this cake.
So you're gonna need your cardboard tube or cylinder. Your bendy straw. In your in your packet, the bag with the prints, you should have this template that has kaleidoscope circles. And then you have this smaller piece of reflective cardboard or cardstock that has some print on the back. It has a rectangle on the back. And then some Mylar sheets. We're going to need those.
Yes.
And so Scott just did some play with some reflections. And how many of you have ever played with a kaleidoscope or seen a kaleidoscope? Oh, get my.
Yes.
So we're going to make a kaleidoscope that explores playing with making reflections of a design that makes a really an interesting pattern. So the first thing we need to do is take our cylinder and our straw. And we want this is one of those fun bendy straws. So you're gonna bend your straw so it makes an L. And then we're going to use tape to tape the straw to the top of the cylinder, and we want that bendy part to stick up. Might try taping it at the bottom first. Seems to be a little bit more stable down here. So I'm going to put a piece of tape towards the end. And then put another. Piece of tape at the top.
I checked. Mama.
So this is going to be what we're going to, look through. And in a kaleidoscope, it usually has mirrors on the side, on the inside. So we're going to have two different types of mirrors that we're going to explore. One, we're going to use this cardstock to make mirrors that we put inside, and we're also going to use Mylar. So let's get our first mirror ready. You see on the back, this has some lines. There's some solid lines and some dotted lines. We're going to cut on the solid line, and then we're going to fold on the dotted line. And we may want to work together if you need help. So I'm going to cut around on the solid line.
You want yours?
The bagel see, Mom. The bagel
Yeah, yes.
The bagel ones.
Let's see, I have a comment from the the virtual. So I think it's from Jennifer. Look in your clear plastic bag that has the prints in it. It should have the insert of what was in the bag, and also some of your the other printed material. There's where the printed cardstock should be, along with the Mylar sheets. But let us know if you don't find it. But it should be in your printed material.
Where's mine?
Yours. Right here. Oh, this one, let me get you.
Oops. So there was a bag, you should have a bag like this. And so I believe the cardstock is in there. Okay, awesome. Okay, so now that we have this cut out, we're going to, we need to fold on the dotted line, but we're gonna fold it so that our mirror is on the inside. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna fold it this way. I'll move that out of the way. So I'm gonna fold it down. And then I'm gonna fold the other side.
Sorry, man.
And so when you have it folded, it should make this, this triangular prism without the faces on the side. Does that look like a triangle? I'm seeing that somebody has made a kaleidoscope before with us. In a minute, we're gonna do that in a minute. So, like I said, before, we have two different ways that we can make the inside of our cylinder reflective. So I'm going to show you, and then we can make some designs. So the first way is to slide this triangle in. And so you can see, once you put that in, you have a reflective surface. And then also, oh, mine is fitting really tightly. We also have this Mylar that we can play with and roll it in a circle and then slip it in. So we have a reflective surface. We can create a reflective surface with the Mylar. If you look through now, if you're looking through, do you see, what is it reflecting? Curves. Yeah, we can, if you put your hand in front, it reflects your hand, but it's not too interesting, but we can, with the circles, we can create some designs that we can put on our kaleidoscope. Let me see if I have some.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
and then we, yeah. And then kind of have.
So here are some designs that I made earlier, drawing on mine.
Yes.
So when we make a design and then cut us or use the hole punch to make a hole, then we can slip it on. Then we have something really interesting to make a reflection. And if we look and turn it, then we have really interesting things that are reflecting on our surface. Yeah, so right now you have some time, and I'm going to make some more designs too. I'm going to use markers and I'm going to make another interesting design. I think I'm going to color mine first before I cut it out. So I'm going to make my design and then I'm going to cut it out. So we have markers. I think there's some crayons. So feel free to use what you would like. Those that are attending virtually can use whatever you'd like, but I'm going to make I'm gonna make my design first and then I will cut it out. I think I'm gonna make some dots. Make some purple dots. You can make, if you want to make a picture on your circle, you can make a picture. Draw lines, you can draw different shapes.
Yes.
Mama, I've been actually circle.
There you However you want. However you want.
Not so funny anymore.
These are very green.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, that's great, yeah. And then you're gonna have to cut it out. Okay, now you.
Hi. Oh my goodness, let me see your design. Wow, okay. So I have a friend who has her design ready. So. Hold it. Just need to make a hole big enough so that we can get our straw through. There. Now, do you want to put it through, put it, the bendy part. Put it on. What do you see?
Blue.
Blue? Can you move it around?
Oh, on the pavement. So yeah. And then you just touch them on and you straw through. Yeah, yeah. See? Like, see, that would be nice.
Take them all
Te viene y traigo uno para la Navidad.
Thank you. Sharing is caring.
I can help you with that.
Nano.
Would you like to know? You just go right here a little bit. Yeah, yes, however you want. Just right. Oh, thank you.
See, I think I'm gonna add one more color.
That's more color.
Now it's here.
Yeah.
Ready?
So I have two more designs that I can play with.
Sure, I could go ask.
Since I have my design colored, then I can cut it out.
It's like actual bit, so yeah, I'm just getting into the thing.
Get up.
And to make the hole in the center, for those of you at home, if you have a hole punch, I know that when you use a hole punch, it doesn't quite fit in the center, but you can fold it in half and make a punch. It's okay if the hole is a little bit bigger than the straw. We want to make sure it can go over the straw. You can also use a sharp pencil carefully to poke a hole through the middle. I can show you on this one. Oh, you need help again with your, oh, I like that design too. So if you have a at home, or if a sharp pencil will work, you just gently push through and then push till you get to the widest part. That makes a nice hole too. So once you have some designs made, then you can explore with the different the different reflective surfaces. So here I have Mylar in, and I can twirl my design around and see what kind of design it makes when with the reflections with the Mylar. But then I can also see what happens when I put a different reflective surface. So I'm going to put the cardstock in carefully. Ooh, and see, oh, that's interesting. Because when I put the cardstock in, it has a rectangle, or not a rectangle, triangle. So it's reflecting, the shape I'm looking at the bottom is a triangle, and then I see the reflections. Let's see. Wonder what happens when we hold it up to the light. If that,
Wow.
I love it. I have it. Inside.
You see the purple is not. I know. Super close to. Well. So in order to be there. The thing is that. You go. Se ve más difícil cuando lo pones.
oh, did you make an interesting design? You want to help me finish this one? Do you want purple, or do you want to use a different color? Ooh, dots. I love that.
Such a difference.
Oh, I like how you're connecting those. Does it look like anything to you? It almost looks like a spider web, huh? What color? You want a different color? Want to add more color?
Let's try this way. Oh, yeah. Let me put a little bit of this to my side.
Thank you. Oh, are you giving this to me?
See?
Yeah, thank you. You don't want to keep this? You want this one? You want me to cut it out, or do you want?
That's so nice. I got it. It's just like.
Ideas you can.
So if you have your designs, I'm just curious, if you have your designs made in the room, hold them up. I want to see them.
Oh, I like your speckled one. Your design.
I was just like, yeah.
Oh, pretty. I like that. Oh, I love the colors.
Let's do, it's kind of like.
Hey, oops.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fun exploring with shadows and reflections, huh?
So some ideas from our virtual participants. Somebody said a long time ago with Ames back in the 90s, because yeah, we've been around a while. They did this activity, but with his old CD, a compact disc, or maybe an old DVD. Does anybody even have those anymore?
Oh, fun.
Maybe you could use that as your rotating surface. Take a fast food beverage lid and put the straw through the hole, and then you could draw with markers on the lid, and it would let light through along with your drawing. And then you
Oh,
could
nice.
rotate the lid. Also great ideas.
Yeah, that's an awesome idea.
So there's lots of ways you could do this. Of course, we always think about, here's one way. There's lots of different ways to play and explore with these ideas.
I've also seen, like we drew a design, but you could play around with using a clear bag and putting some items in a clear bag, like little beads and things. You can take that home.
You like drink?
And actually, with the loose items, if you tape the bag to this, you don't need to rotate. You just rotate the actual cylinder, and then the items in the bag move. That's another way you can explore. Scott, are there any more questions from the virtual? Oh,
So you could.
If you want to stay.
So you could, I know you can see it from the back.
No, I can hear.
Yeah, so we have a couple of people who need to head out, and that's fine. We can stay and play for a while longer, but just so you know, everything that was in the bags is yours. Everything you've made is yours. Feel free to take them with you. Take extra bagels, get another cup of coffee. Yeah, everything, all the materials that were in the bags are yours to take. So help yourselves.
yes, the flashlights.
Yeah, including the flashlight.
So there's different, so you can change the color.
Yeah, you're welcome. Our next play shop is March 1st. We're going to be exploring surprising structures. So doing some exploration with balancing and center of gravity.
So just.
We will be sending out attendance certificates to virtual and those that were attending in person as well.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
To do that.
Yeah, so here's some information for everybody about our next play shop.
Oh, yes, that's our next one.
Yeah,
Gonna
so
be
March
making,
1st, we're gonna play with some balanced forces and some wacky stuff called tensegrity. So you can go to aimcenter.org/play shops and sign up for those. Again, if you have some ideas for our play shop or something you want to contribute to our feedback forum over on the wall, please do that. And if you haven't checked in on our kind of check-in sheet in the back, please do that as well. Just love to keep track of everybody who's here. Thanks so much, everybody. And stay and play. We're in no rush to leave. Just because a couple of people leave doesn't mean everybody has to.
Yeah, you're welcome to stay and explore.
And you have to leave before 3 this afternoon, but
And those that are attending virtually, feel free to, if you want to stay on and play, or if you have
Yeah.
any questions.
yeah, we'll keep monitoring the chat for a while.
Mommy.
Here's the link to the Padlet. One more time, if you want to, if you're online, add some pictures or ideas, something you made, an idea you had. It'd be great to keep that in our Padlet. Kind of keep record of all the fun we've had today. Yeah, thanks for coming. Yeah.
Yeah.